If we're sitting here in Beijing a year from now, what do you think that we're going to be talking about in regards to the Iran war? How do you think this in the next, if you can give a prediction, in the next 12 months?
Yeah, so I think a year from now, things will be a lot worse for the global economy. So rather than us talk about the Iran war, we might be talking about the economy, how the global economy has collapsed. So there's been quite a lot of movement that suggests that the global economy is heading towards collapse. The thing that I've been watching these past few days is the Japanese have canceled the yen carry trade. I'm not sure if you're familiar with what that is, the yen carry trade. So what the yen carry trade is this: because of deflation in the Japanese economy, the Bank of Japan has been trying to print as much money as possible to create liquidity in the economy. So what they've been doing is they've been lending money to Japanese corporations and banks at zero interest.
Correct.
But because these are companies and they're only interested in profit, what they do is they take this money and then buy US Treasuries, which pays 5% interest, right? And this is what's called the yen carry trade. And if you think about it, it is this massive liquidity from Japan to the United States. So it's really Japan subsidizing the American economy.
Correct.
And this has what's allowed for huge increases in the stock market, huge increases in the American economy. But because of this war in Iran, because of this overall economic malaise in Japan, the Japanese yen has been under a lot of pressure. And so the only way to relieve this pressure is for the Bank of Japan to raise interest rates. But if you raise interest rates, that forces the repatriation of capital from the United States back into Japan. You cancel the yen carry trade.
Right.
And so in the long term, this means problems for the Japanese economy, but it also means that eventually the American economy the bubble will burst. Okay. And right now there are two major bubbles in the American economy. They are the private credit bubble and they are the AI bubble. And actually both are interrelated. And so the AI bubble, it's completely propped up by liquidity from overseas, primarily from Japan, from the GCC. As we know, the GCC is under a lot of pressure because of this war. They're not able to export oil. Japan is also under a lot of pressure because they take this oil and transform it into manufactured goods to export around the world. Right? So the entire global economy is now under a lot of stress. And so we're seeing a lot of very powerful institutions like the Bank of International Settlements come out and say the AI bubble is about to burst, which means, and this is really important, they're about to engineer a financial crisis in America, right? They're about to pop the bubble, in which case people's attention turned away from the war in Iran and towards economic collapse around the world. And so that's what we'll be talking about in a year's time. How in a year's time, you have massive unemployment, you have stock market collapse around the world, you'll have companies going bankrupt, it'll be very expensive to fly, there'll be energy lockdowns all around the world, and that I think will be the big story of 2027.